Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video has been long overdue. I've been wanting to do this video for the longest and I just haven't sat down for one reason or the other. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it today. I am wearing my lippy set and this one. I'm using this one, so I love it because it stands out a lot. So yeah, ignore it. It looks kind of messed up just because I just got home, but it lasted all day. So anyways, back to this video. This video is literally about my C-section must-haves and all the things. So I am currently 2 months postpartum with my second baby, and it was a C-section. So I had a C-section with her. Going to be talking about my C-section recovery must-haves. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna post a whole bunch of pictures all around here to show you guys my C-section recovery. So first things first, C-sections are so hard. Recovery process is forever. It takes forever. I'm gonna show you what I look like now as my postpartum body. I think I've shown you guys before. So this is literally me at, hold on, gotta back it up. So this, and then this is my body. So I still got this flap, and you guys see this extra skin. I'm a little nervous to post this, honestly, but yeah, so that is literally my skin after 2 C-sections. So yes, I've had 2 C-sections, and the first one was an emergency C-section, right? So I was induced, and then after a couple hours, I can't remember much because I was like literally 2.5 years ago. So I can't remember much, but I was induced, and then it became an emergency C-section because he was not descending. So I was stuck at like 5 centimeters, and she was like, nope, you're gonna have to get emergency C-section. I think it was like 20 hours that I was, you know, holding off on the Pitocin, and then they got the Pitocin. Whole story was just low-key, was like everything happened so fast, and I was still like, I cried when they told me about a C-section because I never prepared for it. I didn't even think I was gonna have one. And then for the second one, everything was going good, and I wanted to do a VBAC. If you don't know what a VBAC is, it's a vaginal birth after C-section. And I was trying so hard. I told my OB, and she's like, yeah, we could go for it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So my whole pregnancy, she said it was fine. Everything was going good, progressing just the way it was supposed to. My due date for baby girl was December 9th, but she wasn't born until December 12th via C-section. The reason why is that, you know, we were doing so good, and we're hoping for my natural birth. So just having her natural. And we talked about how natural wasn't going to be the way because I was going to have to need an epidural, which I was like, okay, fine, mentally preparing myself for an epidural. Then, because she didn't come on her due date, and she didn't come those couple days before my scheduled C-section, so we had scheduled a C-section just because, just in case she didn't come natural on her own. So that was going to be the last resort. So originally my C-section was scheduled for December 5th. They're like, can we just push it back a little bit? She said yes. So we pushed it back to December 12th. She said, if I don't go natural into labor between the 5th and the 12th, then we're just going to have to do C-section on the 12th. So I was like, okay. But I'm me thinking, like, at the end of that appointment, you know, the last appointment, which was December 6th, she told me that I need to go into labor, if not a C-section. But from what I got off that visit, I thought I was gonna be able to be induced before I had a C-section. But the doctor thought that I said C-section, so we were both confused until the day of. I showed up at 5 a.m. and she told me that we were doing a C-section. So I was getting my C-section at 7:30. At that point, I kind of knew what I was expecting because I had already an emergency C-section, but I had forgotten some things that were, you know, from first C-section which was an emergency, to the scheduled one. There's some things that were different. One thing was that for the first one, it was this epidural. And then for this one, it was a spinal block. Wait, so I got that. And this time I remember more clearly everything, because with the other one, I had just gotten the epidural and then they're like C-section. For this one, I was able to do the spinal block in the back. My leg actually twitched a little bit, which was really scary because you're not supposed to move while they're putting that thing in your back. And then, so the whole C-section happened, and it was lucky enough because baby's girl heart rate dropped, so that made me decide that we had to do a C-section. And when we did the C-section, doctor said that the cord was actually wrapped around her neck. So, and the funny thing, which funny, not funny, is that I started contracting when I went to the hospital. So I actually was going into labor when I was at the hospital, which is so crazy to me, you know, because I'm like, oh wow, now I'm in labor, but I was already there for my C-section. So, and then her heart rate dropped, so we couldn't really, we just went with the C-section because I didn't want to risk it with her heart rate dropping. So that's why we made the decision. But back to the reason why we're in this video. So the reason I wanted to record this is because as a second time C-section mom, I was like, you know, some things I knew I needed, some things I didn't pack in my bag, some things I didn't pack. So the hospital gave me a whole bunch of stuff for C-section recovery that I remember. So I knew for a fact I didn't want to pack things for vaginal birth because they usually give you those things at the hospital anyway. So I don't want to buy those things and then not use them at all. They actually have a dressing. So they actually, I didn't take a picture of these, but it's a dressing where they actually tape it shut for that first full week of after your C-section. So after your C-section, I remember being in bed for like 12 hours after surgery. So after surgery, they take you to the recovery room for at least 1 or 2 hours, and they're just monitoring that everything is okay. You just have your baby chest to chest. So you're doing that golden hour still with the baby. Even while they're doing the C-section, you get to hold the baby. So I will post a picture right here of me holding the baby. And then also during the recovery, I'm feeding the baby, which I actually didn't feed the baby right there and then because I was still kind of like, what is going on, you know, after my C-section. But everything went well. And then after that, we went to the recovery room, after recovery, we went to our actual room, which we were there. The nurses were really, really nice. And then that's when you have the catheter to catheter out. And then for bathroom essentials, we had the pads. I'm gonna link everything down below as well, but I'm also gonna post everything so you guys can check out if you want to buy similar things or not. But I bought disposable underwear, but that they give you at the hospital, so I used that. And I also bought my own, but I didn't use my own until I got home. So most of the things I used both at the hospital and at home. I linked everything on my phone and I can't remember as I'm recording this. So it was a disposable underwear and then maxi pads. So they give you big maxi pads, and then which you clearly still bleed after C-section. I think you last like 4 weeks bleeding, but not so much. So you do need pads, disposable underwear, those cleansing wipes. They give you cleansing wipes at the hospital, but I also link some below. And then so these, I have one right here actually, right here. Patches that help for your C-section patches. So it comes with this, and it comes with a pack of these. So they come in here. I don't know if you can see them, but you literally put those on your C-section scar. I used that after my dressing was off, and I would shower with them, then like take them off and then change them, and then it gives you a thing to reuse them, so you can actually reuse it and put it back on your C-section. Because for those couple weeks you are going to be, you know, your belly is going to be hanging, so you want to keep it nice and dry, which these come in handy. So I'm gonna link these up down below as well. So these are gauze pads, so you actually put them underneath. Let me show you. So you got your belly right here, right? So you got your belly and you put it underneath. So when it hangs, it's gonna hang right there. And I actually do not feel anything right here. Like all this, it jiggles, but I have no feeling. Like I still can't feel it. Which is crazy, right? What else did I attach? Oh, nursing stuff. So I actually attached sleeping pajamas that have the button, so it's easy for you to nurse. So you open it up and nurse. I actually used, for most of the time at the hospital, I used their gowns because, I mean, why not? Until after the fact that I was able to start walking around and all that, I changed into my personal one. I got the long sleeve one, and then I got the 2-piece shirts with the shorts. So yeah, I love them. I use them all the time. So I switch on alternate because it's easier to breastfeed. There's these drops that you use for after you give birth. Your uterus actually starts contracting right away, which is so crazy. As soon as you start breastfeeding, you start feeling cramps, like period-like cramps or contractions, as whatever you relate it to the most. And there's these drops that I'm gonna take a picture right here and post it right here. Those drops actually help to not have that pain of like the contractions, because you will feel those contractions as you're breastfeeding for the next couple weeks. And I felt them, so I bought these drops, and they are lifesavers, honestly. As well as this Frida, I found it, which I wish I would have ordered it as a pack, but I didn't know I was gonna have a C-section the second time around, even though it was scheduled. But you know, it's scheduled doesn't mean it was gonna happen. So I should have gotten this, but I didn't. And it has everything that you need for your C-section, literally everything. I bought everything separately, so I highly suggest getting that. And then I'm going to do a whole breastfeeding video, because I can, like, as a second time breastfeeding mom, I have a lot of essentials that I can recommend and some things that I use already. My girdle, or faja, or waist trainer, as you would like to call it, I actually have two that I'm gonna show you. So I have this one, which I'm also gonna show you a picture of attached. So it's this one. This one is a size medium. So it's a size medium. This stretches a lot. So if you want to size down, I would say size down, especially for this one, because it is very stretchy. It's very breathable. So I like this one because I used it for Ryan. Because I like moving around the house, and it helps you sweat, and it helps that come out, so you're able to move freely. So highly recommend. This one, I got this one in the size large. So this one is a large. I got this one from Laura's Boutique. So it's also very, very tight. This one really tightens you up, but it's good for postpartum because it also comes with, I don't think I have a picture of me wearing it, but it's like that. I'll make sure to attach it so you guys can see as well. So it comes like this. Okay. So those two I alternate depending on when I want to work out and use it, and when I don't. So to summarize everything, you do need disposable underwear. You need pads, which you can get the big size hospital pads and then size down as you start bleeding less. So you use the hospital grade ones and then you size down. There's two options you can use for, disposable underwear. So it's the disposable underwear that they give you at the hospital, or the Freedom Moms. And then you got the other one, which is like the one I'm gonna attach right here, which is the one that I used from Target, but you can also get it on Amazon. I'm gonna link everything from Amazon so you guys can see, because it's kind of easier to just click and buy, or you can just buy it at Target. So Amazon or Target, they're my favorites. That's where I got everything from. So then that's for bleeding down there, and the cleansing wipes. Don't forget the cleansing wipes. I attached the ones that I could find. They're usually unscented and without anything else. So, oh, one thing I forgot to attach. Okay,
One thing I forgot to say is I'm going to attach my C-section scar and what it looks like now as 2 months postpartum. It is like a TMI and something you guys might not want to see, so you guys can skip through. But I'm recording while he's here. Yeah, so I will show you guys a picture of what it looked like postpartum as 2 months. And I'll try to see if I have one prior to that, but I highly doubt it. And I know I'm all over the place. But make sure you use these, because if you don't use these, you don't want it to get infected. My C-section scar actually got infected first time around. And that was because I was not using these. And I had to clean it because my C-section scar got infected and it was starting to open. And that's because I was not taking good care of it. I was not wearing my faja, which is my girdle. They give you one at the hospital. A abdominal binder, which looks like this. So I was using this before I was using any of my other fajas. So yes, they give you this as well. So post that right there, guys. So that basically summarizes the products that I used. Everything is going to be linked down below so you guys can shop. And then clearly Ryan is right here. And then yeah, so I will make sure to post that. Please take good care of your C-section scar. Don't be scared, because honestly it's more of being nervous than scared. But yeah, I wish you the best of luck if you're getting a C-section. And if you're a C-section mama and you want to share more tips, comment down below so other mamas can see. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.